My name's Rhydwyn Price. We've changed the flock in the last 2 to 3 years. We've gone away from the mules and the Suffolk crosses, and we've introduced the New Zealand Romney. Basically through word of mouth. We felt that the costs of keeping the mules and the Suffolks were way too high, so we've gone for a cheaper, extensive sort of a system. It was working really very well up until last year. Weaning time, we discovered that the lambs just weren't thriving. Basically they just shrunk away. They had a lot of ailments, I suppose, a bit of foot rot and that sort of thing we'd never seen before. So I contacted my friend. He put me in touch with Alid, who promptly came and had a look at the sheep and had a look at the grass. Part of the problem was that we'd put a lot of clover in our swards. The lambs weren't really processing the grass properly. It was very wet and very lush and basically going straight through them.
Did you have any mortalities?
Not to that point, but it was increasingly looking like as if we were going to. I thought at least a third of our lambs were almost looking as if they might die.
So at that point you met Alid Davis from Animax, and what did he suggest?
He suggested a bolus combination of cobalt, selenium, iodine and copper. I must say within a few weeks you could see the alteration in them.
Was it that quick?
It was that quick actually. As I said, I had lambs nearly ready for market. They just withered away to not a lot. Then within the 6 weeks of putting the boluses into them, we got them back in market at 46 kilos. To turn them around and to actually not lose any as such was an absolute miracle in my opinion. It's quite a cheap sort of way of getting trace elements into your sheep. I mean, there's lots of drenches on the market. Whether they actually work for a long enough period of time, the bolus is obviously there for 6 months and slowly releases whatever requirements the sheep needs. For the cost and the work involved, it's no more work than actually drenching the sheep.
When will you be bolusing the lambs in future?
Alid suggested anything that doesn't look up to it when we wean, but what we have done is to start bolusing the ewes pre-lambing and also pre-tupping, and that's with a combination bolus of iodine, selenium, cobalt and the copper. Obviously it's made us very aware of how important these trace elements are. I definitely think that the lambs born this spring has been the most vigorous that we've ever had here. We've gone back to outdoor lambing, and that's quite vital really.
Tell me about your system here.
The sheep are very extensive. We don't try to pump too much money into the sheep system if we can. We're going to try and do it all off grass. We don't feed the ewes any concentrates in the winter time. They're just on silage when they need it, and this is the whole idea of going to New Zealand Romney. I think they're about the only type of sheep that's going to be able to stick that kind of system. We tried these boluses in the cows. I think that it's helped our cows even more than the sheep possibly.
And what benefits have you noticed in the beef herd since you started using Tracesure CUI?
Definitely better milk supply. It's very noticeable how the calves are doing this year compared to others. So obviously the cows have got to be milking better. We've had the easiest calving this spring. With the combination of the Belgian Blue and the Charlie, it's not the best. But I think that the cows have calved more to time this spring. They haven't gone over time. And definitely the thrift in the calf has been much better. It's very noticeable.
It sounds to me as if the boluses get the thumbs up from you.
Oh yes, well 100%. 100%, yeah. I think I'd be too afraid to go through 12 months without using them now.